I also want to spell out the argument as he's presenting it here in point form just to be clear how ridiculous it is.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So it goes 1. Robbery is bad. 2. Actions only become bad if they are punished.
Who said that? Who said that?
Salam everyone. In this video I'm responding to an atheist apologist who attacked Zakir Naik and completely misrepresented him. So let's check out what he says and then I'll make my response inshallah.
Raping is good or bad? There are many people who rape. They rape the girls. No, nothing. The law cannot catch them. So don't you think he should be punished? Yes or no?
Yes.
But there are many people you see in this world who are big mafias. They die comfortable, they are rich, they are millionaires. There should be some justice.
Should. You know where this is going, right? There should be justice. There ought to be justice. Therefore, there is. And that is the main argument of this video. Remember, Dr. Zakir Naik scientifically and logically proves to an atheist the existence of hell and heaven. And the argument is, I want it to be real, so it is. I'm not even joking. All this stuff about what's good or bad, is robbery good or bad? How can you say robbery is bad even though mafia bosses can get away with it? It's all in service to only one argument, which is people shouldn't get away with stuff, therefore they don't.
Okay, so after recording the video I realized the reason why Logicked said Zakir Naik is saying there should be justice therefore there is. I have to be fair to Logicked and say that Zakir Naik did make a mistake here. However, it's not as big as Logicked is making it out to be. I think what Dr. Naik was trying to say is that, if God exists then why morally it makes sense that he would create heaven and hell because otherwise the world becomes very unjust. However, I don't think he is saying heaven and hell exist because we want it to be. That is an absurd interpretation because if that was the case, he could have just said that in the beginning and that would be the end of it. However, he didn't. He clearly established why believing in unseen and heaven and hell are logical. Then I think he made a slip of the tongue and said there is another way you can prove it.
This is one way to prove about hell and heaven. There's another way, simple way, without reading Quran. Brother, I am asking a simple question. Is robbing good or bad?
When he meant why it morally makes sense, you have to understand that Zakir Naik gives lecture for hours. It's very normal for him to make mistakes here and there. However, a sincere person would try to look past that and steelman his position regardless. However, Logicked doesn't do that. When it comes to steelmaning, you have to attack the strongest version of your opponent's argument, even if your opponent doesn't deliver the argument in the best way possible. However, Logicked never bothered to do that. It is very disingenuous.
So basically, when it comes to logically proving, logically or scientifically, which is a bit of a clickbait, if I'm being honest, but still, when it comes to logically proving it, he already did that. He did that throughout his first portion of the video, right? And I already laid out the argument. It's tied to his scientific acceptance argument in regards to the Quran. Here he's simply telling him what is a pragmatic or moral justification for having the concepts like heaven and hell, and why it should be accepted, right? From a layman point of view. And he's saying that the reason for this is because sometimes you will have people who will, not listen to anything because, they're this kind of hardcore individualistic consequentialist. For those people, you need religion. You need religious ethics to tell them that no, there will be hard punishment for you and there will be bad consequences for you if you continue to do this, because there is someone who is above your authority, and that person is someone you cannot just escape, right? He's more powerful than you, and this would make them humble and stop them from doing this. And the thing is that people like that do exist. So that's his point. He's not saying that, just because he thinks that, there should be justice, therefore there is justice. He never said that. He's simply making the point that, and I watched the whole thing, by the way, so I know this is not his point. He's saying that there should be justice, and that's why in Islam, when we think about logically, it makes sense why concepts like heaven and hell exist, is because of people like this, right? It's because if you don't punish this kind of people, and have this kind of ethics in system, you cannot put them in check, and you will live in basically a very unjust world where people will commit crimes and they will get away with anything they want, and there will be no punishment for it. And in that case, then God is not just if a God does exist. And that's his point.
3. Therefore, robbery will be punished, because otherwise 1 is false. Robbery is not bad if it's not punished. 4. Robbery is not always punished in life. 5. Therefore, robbery must be punished after life, because otherwise 3 is false. Otherwise, robbery will not always be punished, and of course then 1 is false, so robbery is not bad, but robbery is defined as bad, so it will be punished, if not in life, then after life. 6. Therefore, hell, because apparently that's the only possible punishment after life, for some reason. How the hell is Zakir Naik so...
You stupid dumb.
This is a complete caricature of like what he said, complete clown like representation of what he actually said. Like this is hilarious, and like this guy is like you guys wanted me to respond to this guy, like seriously. Like all he did is like misrepresent Zakir Naik. That's it. That's his argument. I think this is what Zakir Naik says, when in reality he didn't say that. Therefore Zakir Naik is wrong. You know what? Let's just go through this to show the stupidity like of how badly he is misrepresenting him. So here he says robbery is bad because I said so. No, Zakir Naik is not saying robbery is bad because he says so. He's talking to someone, and that someone already accepts the proposition that robbery is bad.
Sir, I am asking a simple question. Is robbing good or bad? Robbing is good or bad?
Robbing is bad.
And most people in the world will agree that robbery is bad. Unless you think robbery is not bad. In that case, it's a bit problematic. You need to probably talk about that. But anyway, he's not saying that robbery is bad for everybody. He's just simply trying to argue with him and convince him that if you believe this, then it logically follows to this, right? He's not saying robbery will be bad for everybody. As a matter of fact, the thought experiment itself proves that it will not work for everybody, because not everybody does believe that robbery is bad, right? That's his point. Number 2, actions only become bad if they are punished. He never said that. Number 3, therefore robbery will be punished. I don't know where he said that robbery will be punished. Robbery oftentimes are not punished. So again, another misrepresentation. 4, robbery is not always punished in life. Yeah, that's true. I'll give it to him. Number 5, therefore robbery must be punished in the afterlife. I mean, if a God does exist and he's just, then yeah, he would punish people like that. So yeah, I guess I can give it that. 6, therefore hell exists. No, he's not saying hell exists because of that. As I showed, this has nothing to do with him proving hell. He's simply trying to show him why morally this makes sense, that the concept of hell exists, is to deal with people like this, right? That doesn't mean that this proves that hell exists. Whether hell exists or not is dealt with in the first portion of the video, but here he's not trying to prove it. He's just trying to show him the pragmatic and moral reason why it may exist. That's it.
What justice is your Lord going to do? But the Quran says in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 56, as to those who reject our signs, we shall cast them in the hellfire, and as often as the skins are roasted, we shall give them fresh skin so that they shall feel the pain. If Hitler killed 6 million Jews, Allah says...
So first, it doesn't say those who kill 6 million Jews, or those who commit murder, or those who commit robbery will be cast into the hellfire.
That's because Zakir Naik is using this verse to prove the punishment of hellfire. Doesn't mean that he's saying that this verse proves that Hitler will be punished. He's not saying that. He's simply trying to demonstrate that
God can punish Hitler fairly where people cannot. No matter the punishment, it would not equate to killing millions.
I'm asking you a question. Hitler. History tells us Hitler incinerated 6 million Jews. How many Jews?
6 million.
6 million. Suppose the law catches Hitler. What punishment can you give Hitler so that you can compensate for? He has burnt 6 million Jews alive. Can you give him any punishment? Brother.
We have to put him in jail till his life death.
Okay, will it be equivalent to burning 6 million Jews? Is burning better or putting in jail better?
Its burning is, of course.
So maximum you can do is burn him alive. But that will be equal to 1 out of 6 million. What about the remaining 5 million? 999,999 people. What about that? What justice is your Lord going to do? But the Quran says in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 56, as to those who reject our signs, we shall cast them in the hellfire, and as often as the skins are roasted, we shall give them fresh skin so that they shall feel the pain. If Hitler killed 6 million Jews, Allah says he can put him into hellfire and give him fresh skin again. 6 million times Allah can burn him.
Did you see how shameless this guy is? He completely took that clip out of context to make it seem Zakir Naik is saying the verse is indicating punishment for Hitler when he never said that. He didn't even bother to even try and steelman his position. If you watch the full thing, you can see his point was about fairness in punishment and what God can do to people like Hitler. This shows why concepts of hellfire morally and logically makes sense.
Yeah, and with this I think we're done. I mean, like, this whole thing was just completely embarrassing. This guy just completely misrepresented him throughout the whole thing, and it's just embarrassing. I mean, like, if you're gonna make a video on like, any kind of like religious apologist or like whatever, even if you disagree with him, you can at least like try to steelman the position. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked the video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Again, like, this video will probably come out in different parts. So yeah, if you guys like the video, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time, inshallah. If you guys want to support me, then you can support me on Patreon or by becoming a YouTube member. So yeah, this is how I end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.